So we were looking at JavaFX based applications in our last session. We looked at how to connect to a database using JavaFX. So when you talk about JavaFX, it's mostly used for desktop applications, whereas now our focus will be on developing web-based applications. So what is the difference between a desktop application and a web-based application? A desktop application runs locally on your laptops or your desktops. So that becomes a desktop application. For instance, if you take a look at PowerPoint, where is PowerPoint installed and where it's running? It's on my laptop. So PowerPoint is a desktop application and it is used for performing some local tasks. Whereas when you talk about web applications, what is a web application? It runs on a different machine altogether and we access these services by logging into that machine. So for this, the example is our VTOP University Management System. So where is this VTOP? Say when I type vtop.vat.ac.in, I'm able to connect to the web server, and this page which is on the web server is being rendered on my browser. So now I'm using a web-based application wherein you have a web server and we use a protocol to connect to that web server, and then data gets transferred from that web server to my local machine and I'm able to see the data. So where is the code for VTOP running? It's on the web server. So we call our university management system VTOP to be a web-based application. So from JavaFX, now our focus is going to turn towards developing web-based applications using Java. And for that, we're going to take a look at two concepts. One is servlets, and the next concept is Java server pages. So what is a servlet? It's a web-based application that will be created and will be run on a web server. In short, Java servlets can be called as HTML inside Java. So you put some HTML code inside Java, you can create dynamic web content by using servlets. Whereas Java server pages is the other way around. It is putting uh, Java inside HTML. The main focus is HTML, and then we are going to have Java code embedded inside HTML. Java server pages somewhere indirectly uses servlets, and we'll be learning these two technologies in the coming weeks. So we'll first start with servlets, we'll understand servlets, and then we'll go to JSP, and then we'll understand how JSP works. For this, we have to understand how to use this Tomcat server. We need a web server to run our web applications. So that is where we need this web server. And in this class, I'm going to tell you how to configure a web server. So we're going to use Tomcat 9.0.39, a version of Tomcat server. And we have to download Tomcat server and configure Eclipse to use this server for hosting our application. So let us see how to perform this. For this, first thing, we have to download our Tomcat server. So just type download Tomcat server and you'll be redirected to this page. You select the first option here, Apache Tomcat. So you will be redirected to this page, and I have selected Tomcat 9.0 version and 9.0.39. For this, I have selected a 64-bit Windows zip file I have downloaded. And this download I have saved it, that is the file I have saved, and it takes some time. I think it's of a few MBs. You can download that and then you extract that. Say this is the server zip file, extract that to a folder. After you extract that, you have your server ready. Now you have to configure your Eclipse to take up the server. So what kind of Eclipse software you're going to use? Earlier I was using this version of Eclipse 2018-09 IDE for Java developers, whereas now I'm going to use a different version of Eclipse that is for that is the Enterprise Edition. So we have to download and use Java Enterprise Edition of Eclipse, an IDE that supports Java Enterprise Edition for developers. So what I did was I went and downloaded Java IDE for Java EE developers, and the version I have downloaded is 2018-09, and this is a older version. There are newer versions like 2020 available, but when I download 2020, the problem is it asks for a version of JDK greater than 11. Since I had JDK of 8, I went in for the older version. If you're downloading the latest version, ensure that you have the latest JDK running to support your Java IDE for that particular version. So this is the link for downloading, and click on download. You'll get this file. So what version I'm downloading is 2018-09 Eclipse version for J Enterprise Edition developers. That is important. And this is around 339 MB. It takes some time. And once when you download, you put that thing in a folder, and then you click on the application. Then you're going to get a link like this. So now comes the part how to configure Tomcat with Eclipse. We have downloaded Tomcat, we have downloaded and we have run Eclipse. Now how to configure this version of Eclipse with Tomcat, that's what we are going to see. And how to run Eclipse. Say I have downloaded Eclipse, I have extracted that to a folder. So when I double click on this application file, I'm going to get my application up and ready. So this is how my application looks. Don't worry about this code, I tell you how to bring this code up and ready. The very first thing is we need to add our server to this application. For that we go to Window, Preferences, and you click on, say you have to click on Server and Runtime Environments. Now you go and add your server here. So you add server by checking Apache Tomcat version 9.0. So I have used a version 9.0 and greater. So I selected this, clicked on next, and then browse to the directory. You've extracted that server in some directory, right? Browse to the directory, and then you go to the bin folder. Like you just browse to the directory, that is fine. I'm sorry, you just browse to the directory where you extracted, select that folder, and click finish. If there is some error, that will be shown here. And if you are selecting Apache Tomcat 9 and your server version is uh, something else, then you'll get some error. If you don't get any error here, then you're fine. Then you click on finish. I've already added that server, so you see the server is added here. The next thing what we have to do is we need to come here and we need to start our server. So this is for starting and this is for stopping. So when your server gets started, you get this information started. That is important. And how can you check whether your server works or not? You can go and create a very small JSP application. Let's quickly go and create a new application. You go to new JSP project. You can also create a servlet. For now, let me go with the JSP project. So it's actually a dynamic web project. That's what you're going to create. Click on dynamic web project. Give the name like a second JSP. I already created my first JSP, so it's second JSP, and then click on next. And let me go to back. Let me check it out. Project name is second JSP, so click on next, and then next, and then you can generate web.xml deployment descriptor and finish. So now a project will be created for you. That's a dynamic web project, and you can add JSP files to your project. Let's create this project, and then we'll see how to create a small JSP application and run it using our server. That will be the demo for this class. So it's taking some time. Let's wait. Okay, our project is created. Now what we can do is we can go to this web content folder, right click and add a new JSP file. So just to check whether our server is running or not, we'll add a new JSP file here. We can say this file to be welcome.jsp. Just give the extension as .jsp and then click on finish. So once when this JSP code is added, you'll be getting this default content up and ready. So it's nothing but JSP, nothing but putting Java code inside HTML. So we'll select a tag here, say h1, and say welcome to my home page. Just to test. Let's save this, Control S, and then now what we have to do is we have to run this, right? So we can click on this project, whatever file you wanted to run, this project second.jsp, we can click on that and say run as on server. It's going to run this file for us. So we go to run as and run on server. This is important. So it's going to use our Tomcat server and run our application. We say that is for the first application I have done. Let me click on next and then finish. So it says restart server. Let's restart the server. Maybe I have started that. So now our second JSP file is getting run on the server, and we should be able to see the output now on a web browser. So here is this web browser, and I don't know why there is a problem here. Let me again try this. Let's just run this again. Yes, so now it's working fine. So this is the web page we have created, and our code, JSP code, will also have Java in it, and we'll be looking at these things in the coming weeks. This is just a simple demo for how to create this, how to download Eclipse Enterprise Edition for Java developers, and how to create a simple JSP page and use a Tomcat server for hosting that JSP page. So that is this simple demo. You can just go and check that on any browser. If you give that link, say this web page is ready. So the server we are using here is Tomcat 9 edition, and we are hosting our JSP web page on that server. That is the meaning. I hope you all have got it. Thank you.